This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here on Saint Laurent in Quebec, Montreal, with chef Mark Cohen from Lawrence Restaurant. How are you today, sir?
I'm great, thanks.
Now, tell me a little bit about Lawrence. Why is it called Lawrence as opposed to Laurence as I pronounced it yesterday?
Well, I guess it depends who you ask. Some people might say it's called Laurence. I guess French people often call it that. Like, it's called Lawrence after the name of the street, which is Saint Laurent, and also Saint Lawrence was the patron saint of cooks and cooking.
Now, is this because when I was told that earlier, I was thinking that smells of bollocks. But it is actually.
I think it's true. Someone told me it was true. I haven't.
And legend has it that he was grilled
to death. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up when I.
Yeah, someone should. Because I feel like when we were deciding the name, someone said that, and then we just started telling everyone that.
Now that's a lovely Montreal accent you have there. Well, which region of Montreal does that come from?
That comes from London,
okay.
England. Well, Kent.
Kent. All right. What do you think makes Montreal so special as a city?
Well, I guess it's like kind of a good mix of cultures. Like obviously the French influence is pretty heavy, and like there's lots of great like bakeries and like lots of the kind of pastry stuff going on.
Oh, yeah,
and,
sure. I noticed there's a lot of kind of nose and tail stuff going on in your menu.
Yeah.
Where do you get all of your animals from? Because I'm guessing that's not coming in from the States.
No, absolutely not. No, we everything we get. Well, all the meat certainly is from small farms around Quebec. Like a lot of them in the eastern townships. Some a little bit further, but like everything in well, within like a couple of hours drive, and like we only work with really small producers who generally will sell us like whole animals. So we get like a whole pig every Tuesday. We get beef from a place called Femme Nord-Est, and they kind of they always keep like one cow out like on the grass for us. Like normally they put them down in the feedlot after a few months, and just to kind of fatten them up. But we were interested in like this whole grass-fed thing, and so we got them to just like we went to visit the farm, and it just seemed silly that they couldn't just leave one out. So now they just leave some out for us. So like we'll take like a quarter at a time, but like there's one specific.
Nice. So what do you do with all the odd bits? Do you find that difficult at all, or is that like an easy thing on the menu in this part of the world?
That's kind of something that we're pretty keen on here. And actually, it's more a case of trying to get more of that stuff. Like, it's difficult. Obviously, you have one pig, you've got one brain and like two kidneys, and that doesn't go that far. And like, 'cause I enjoy that stuff a lot. So sometimes we a couple of our farms, we have a kind of deal where they just bring us boxes and boxes of offal. Like, they'll just bring it and we'll take it off their hands. But I guess that's another great thing about Montreal is like, and that French thing is that you have people that will eat that stuff. Like you go to a lot of places and people are scared of it, or it seems weird. And then here, I don't know, sometimes it even surprises me like how much like we sell kidneys at brunch, we sell brains at nighttime and hearts, and like they sell like as well as anything else. And it's like it's kind of two generations. You have like the hipsters that think it's cool to eat that stuff, and then you have the old French ladies who like have been
just so used to it.
Yeah, exactly. They used to it. They haven't had it for a while, but like, they kind of grew up on that. So it's nice to see the mix.
Speaking about the French thing, how is it being someone such an apparent Anglophone in a city such as Montreal?
I spend nearly all my waking hours just in there in the kitchen, so like I don't get out there much. It's I don't speak French well, barely at all. So I feel bad about that, and I definitely plan on learning French. It's difficult to learn when you're surrounded by people that do speak English, and like you don't get forced to do it, especially when you don't have enough time.
A question that comes up quite often when I'm speaking with chefs is, what are their thoughts about crazy food bloggers who take pictures of every single dish they have in the restaurant. I was taking pictures of the dishes I had last night. But what are your thoughts about that?
I think it's good. I mean, I think it's great if people are interested enough to be taking pictures, and if other people are interested enough to be reading it. And I think it's great to have a resource where if you're thinking about going to a restaurant, or if you're going to a city they haven't been to before and you want to find places, there's all this information there.
Actually, what do you think about food critics as a whole?
I think they're important, and we need each other. So, like, sometimes it can be a little frustrating. Like, things are sometimes like little facts will be wrong, and it's frustrating because then like for a year afterwards you'll have someone coming to the restaurant and saying like, oh, we heard you don't take reservations. Like,
on this would be stuff that's actually on online or something like that. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's really important. I enjoy reading reviews of new places. Like I think it's important people to make their own minds up. I think sometimes people just read something and write it off, and it's sometimes a little bit worrying how much power these people wield. Like, you get someone will write a good review, and you'll just be slammed for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and like maybe forever. And, like, that's great if everything's great, but then like maybe they came on a night and like maybe something wasn't perfect, and then you get panned, and then it's like. And especially in a city like Montreal, when you basically got like two big reviews, like Gazette and La Presse, and like we thankfully got very good reviews from both. But like there are restaurants that are good restaurants and like trying to do the right thing, and like just starting out, and then you get a terrible review, and it kind of
buggers you,
can ruin you. And it
yeah.
doesn't really seem fair. Like if you're going once to the restaurant and like making a decision based on that, I don't know. It's a
Well, I didn't think your menu was quite as kind of English food centric as I'd heard it to be.
Right.
What do you think you have brought from your background in the United Kingdom to Lawrence on Saint Laurent?
Well, yeah, it's funny to say that because a lot of people do describe it as English. I think it's just because I'm English, and they put two and two together, and they just decided that it must be an English restaurant. And it's not really like. I mean, there's a difference between English food, like the stereotypical like fish and chips and steak and kidney pie and bangers and mash. Like that's people enjoy that, and sure, some people eat that in England, but there's like the food, like kind of the restaurant scene in England and certainly in London at the moment is.
It's a little bit more
kind
evolved
of
than that.
it's more evolved. More evolved. It's still British, but it's more of a. I don't want to say philosophy, but like it's a way of dealing with things rather than like specific dishes. It's often very very pared down.
Yes, yeah.
It's like it's almost like meat and two veg. It's like that's it. There's no one. It's not like this fine dining thing. Sure, like it's still going on a bit, but like most of the new restaurants that people care about, it's about the quality of the produce and treating it simply, but like absolutely like taking care of it. And I think like St. John's. Are you familiar with St. John's?
Oh, I'm good friends with Fergus and Trevor actually.
Oh, there you go then. So like they're obviously a huge influence on well, the whole food scene in London and beyond at the moment, and certainly on myself. Like I think you can see it in the way that I write menus, and I mean I used to go there a lot, and it's
a very special place in my mind.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Chef, thank you very much for joining us today at Good Food Revolution. We really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.